Hey everybody, welcome back to another Escape from Tarkov task video for Skier, and in this guide we're going to be covering tasks 12 through 16, which is Vitamins Part 1, Vitamins Part 2, Informed Means Armed, Land Lease, and Chumming. For those watching during patch 0.9 at the release of these tasks, I do want to apologize. It's taken me quite some time to get these task guides done because I've been very busy doing a lot of other things outside of streaming. But we're finally here, so let's dive in. Alright, so the first task for today's video is going to be Vitamins Part 1. Now, in order to unlock this task, you will need to complete Chemical Part 3. Now, this task requires you to collect 3 chemical containers. 2 of them are on interchange, and 1 of them is on shoreline. But there's a catch. You're going to need to find 2 keys to find 2 of the containers. The first one is the mess key, which unlocks the medical unit on interchange. You can find this key at the new gas station on customs inside the ambulance, which faces towards the bridge. Jump inside the ambulance and the key should be sitting on the chair. The next key you're going to need to find is 112 West Wing, and this spawns on shoreline in the bus depot. The bus that sits in the middle of the parking lot, go inside, and on one of the chairs spawns key 112. Alright, now that you have the keys, it's time to find the first 2 chemical containers. You want to go to interchange and maneuver yourself to the middle of the store on level 1. You'll see a store called Mantis. Go inside. In the back of the store, sitting next to one of the medical beds, you'll see a silver container that's half open. Sitting inside is your first chemical container. Next, you want to leave Mantis out of the north side of the store, and you'll see Mess, which is directly behind it, which is locked, requiring the key. If you're lost, just look for the store with the big white doors and the blurry windows. Now head to the middle of Mess, and near one of the beds you'll notice a similar silver container that was in Mantis, with one of the chemical containers inside. Grab that container and extract from the raid. Now you're going to want to queue into shoreline with your Western 112 key. Head to the health resort and go to the West Wing, and head to room 112. Inside you'll notice that there's a fridge that's half open, and peeking out is the chemical container. Once you've grabbed all 3 containers, you can turn them in to accept Vitamins Part 2. This task requires you to gather 5 respirators and 5 medical blood sets. Now, in order to find 5 respirators, you're going to have to kill scavengers, but you're also able to get a medical respirator on your scavenger run, so it's recommended that you do your scav run as often as possible. Like other quests that require you to kill scavs or find scavenger loot, I do recommend doing your scav raids on big maps like Woods or Customs and going around to all the scavenger spawns to check to see what equipment they have. You can choose to kill them or not until you find your respirators. Don't forget that your scavenger can spawn with a respirator, so in that situation, it's probably best to just immediately extract from that raid so you can gather it. Another good method of finding respirators is just doing factory runs and staying in the raid, constantly killing scavengers, including player scavs who will have respirators. Next, you're going to want to find 5 blood set kits. Now, you'll be happy to know that they're actually a fairly common spawn, so you won't have too much difficulty finding these. My favorite maps would be Interchange, going to Mantis and Mess. You already have the Mess key because you completed Vitamins Part 1, so you want to search both those stores. Or you can go to level 1 on the Health Resort West Wing and search through the medical bags. Don't forget, you can also find 2 medical bags on the Scav Island, as well as 1 medical bag inside the residential area on Shoreline as well. Basically, anywhere medical bags will spawn will have blood set kits. And it's important to mention that you can find these by just looting duffel bags or killing scavengers as well. Once you've turned in your 5 respirators and 5 blood sets, you've completed the Vitamin Task series. The next task is called Informed Means Armed, where you have to purchase 3 Wi-Fi cameras from the mechanic and install them in various locations in Tarkov. As soon as you accept this quest, you will be able to purchase the cameras directly from mechanic. Now, the first part of the task requires you to install a camera at the pier. At first, you'd probably think this would be on Shoreline, but it's actually on Woods. Now, at the lumber camp on the water side, you'll notice that there's a little dock, the same location where you need to complete the gratitude quest for Ragman. Now, if you are on the pier facing the lumber camp, you'll see a couple piles of wood. On that wood, you need to install the camera. This is the most dangerous installation for all the Wi-Fi cameras, and you're going to be completely exposed with absolutely no cover, so you might want to bring a friend or do this strategically throughout the raid. The next Wi-Fi camera needs to be installed to watch the road to port. Again, you'd think this would be on shoreline, however, it's actually on customs. Now, if you spawn on customs side, you want to take the north land bridge that goes towards the smuggler's boat extraction. Move up to the road, and on the left hand side, you'll notice the checkpoint. That's the road to port. There'll be a portable bunkhouse that is right nearby, and to the right of that bunkhouse, you'll notice a couple bushes. Go inside the bushes to install the Wi-Fi camera. The last camera needs to be installed to watch Kiba Arms store on the interchange. To find Kiba Arms, go to the center of the interchange on level 1. Now if you go to the very center where all the escalators are, on the south side you'll notice that there's a store that has military equipment inside, and you require a key to get in there. Now walk directly across the hall to the next store that faces the Kiba entrance. You'll notice that there's an ATM that faces Kiba. You want to plant the Wi-Fi camera at that ATM. Once you've planted all the cameras, congratulations, you've completed the task. The next task is called Land Lease, and this is where you're going to need to find 3 motor controllers and 2 single-axis fiber optic gyroscopes that were attached to the drones. Now, in order to complete this task, you will need to get access to 2 keys for shoreline. The first is going to be East Wing 306. Now by now you should already have the customs key, but if you don't, you're going to need to search filing cabinets or kill scavengers until you get access to it, or bring a friend who does. Now on customs, head to the big red tin that has the customs office upstairs. Now in the back office room on the desk spawns key 306. The next key you're going to need for this task is 216 West Wing, which spawns on shoreline in the north wing upstairs in one of the offices. Now to be specific, it's on the eastern side second story in the northern wing, sitting on one of the desks. Now that you have both of the keys, it's time to get to work. The first map we're going to be going to is Woods. You want to maneuver your way to the lumber camp to find the first gyroscope. It's going to be in the pickup truck next to the blue tin in one of the black military crates that's already open. Jump on top of the pickup truck to look inside the box. Next, start moving your way down the road towards the checkpoint on the way to the outskirts extraction point. At the checkpoint, you're going to see a black SUV. Open up the driver's side door and you can grab the first motor controller. Extract and leave the woods map. Next, you're going to want to queue into shoreline, and don't forget to bring your 216 or 306 keys because you're going to need them. First, head to West Wing 216 and unlock the door. Around the corner of the door, there's going to be a blue locker. Inside that locker is the gyroscope. Next, move to the east wing and head to room 306 and open the door. Move to the balcony, and inside a cardboard box is the second motor controller. Now the final motor controller is near the second drone that is next to the road to customs. First, make your way to the drone. After you're at the drone, you'll notice that you're on a rock texture that faces towards the road to customs. Follow that rock texture, and on the left hand side you'll see a box that's just off in a bush. Inside of that box is the last motor controller. Once you've collected all the components, hand them in to complete the task. The last task we're going to be talking about today is chumming, where we need to place 9 gold chains, 3 apiece, on customs, woods, and interchange. Listed in the description box below is a guide on how to find gold chains and bitcoins easily on shoreline, as well as the keys that you need to farm them. However, to make things a little bit easier, Skier will give you 4 gold chains off the bat. The first location is going to be on woods, and you want to head to the lumber camp. Inside the camp, you'll see 3 portable bunkhouse cabins that are numbered 1 through 3. The middle cabin is where you're going to want to place these gold chains, next to the safe that's in the back. Once you've placed all 3 gold chains, the next map you're going to want to head to is Interchange. Now remember earlier in this video we had to go to the Kiba store. Well, directly right of that store is called Generic, which is a military store that has a BTR that's sitting out front. Inside of that store, you're going to want to find a cot with a mattress. Now, I know what you're thinking. There's a lot of beds in here, but it's the bed that's actually tucked away by military crates in the center of the store. It's nowhere near the actual BTR. Now, the placement on this one can be a little finicky, so you want to kind of look at the glass to place it. After you've placed all the gold chains in generic store and interchange, you want to leave this raid and head to customs. Head towards the 3rd story dorms, and on the 3rd story, there's a common area with a kitchen that has a microwave that's open near the back. You need to place all 3 gold chains in that microwave. I would say out of all 3 placements, this one is definitely the most dangerous because everyone is looking for that scab boss and customs is just full. So make sure you take a pair of contacts if you can, because I had a number of people attempt to try to kill me during this placement session. Once you've placed all the gold chains, you've completed the task. And that concludes today's task video. If you found this video useful, share this around with your friends to help them out. Also subscribe here for more Escape from Tarkov gameplay and guides. Some of the other guide videos for Ragman and Mechanic are going to be coming very soon, so stay tuned for that. And you can also check out my daily live streams every single morning starting at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time.